Would you be kind enough to defer just for a moment and tell us what you can about the situation in Iraq today?
Well, the situation is that at approximately 1:30 this morning, 4 British aircraft were continuing their no-fly zone operations in the southern part of Iraq, during which time they were tracked by Iraqi radar. And as a result of that tracking, a HARM missile was fired by a US F16 aircraft at the site, site of the radiation. Beyond that, I don't have any information that would add to what you already know in terms of the consequences of the firing of that missile. At this point, we cannot determine with any certainty whether the missile hit any radar or whether it missed.
Do you see this as
one follow-up? Is this a rogue act, do you think, or is this?
Well, we don't know. It could be simply an isolated example. We have not seen any evidence on the part of the Iraqis altering their air defense system. We have not seen any examples of higher alert. We have not seen them moving their radars and tracking systems around in any sort of aggressive fashion. So it might be a situation of an isolated example.
Mr. Secretary, the British fighters were the first to recognize that the radar was activated. Why was it up to the U.S. then to fire on them? Why didn't the British fighters or a British long-range missile team?
The U.S. aircraft in the area was armed with the HARM missile, which was deemed to be the most effective weapon to target that radar site at that time. It was a split-second type of operation. We have a lock-on of the radar for only seconds at a time, and so this decision was made on that kind of a split-second decision-making status.
Now that the U.S. has drawn down to nearly half the force it had a month and a half ago, is this going to alter any of your plans on keeping it, or are you going to just watch and wait and keep your force level steady?
No, this will not alter our plans. I don't think that we should draw any conclusions from this particular one incident. Obviously, if the situation changes, then we would change our plans. But right now, we have more than adequate capability to deter any attack upon U.S. forces or allied forces, and more than sufficient capability of inflicting substantial harm. So we see no need at this point to change anything.
Mr. Secretary, what message should this send to Iraq Saddam Hussein?
The message is a very simple one, that our forces are going to protect themselves. This is an act of self-defense. We believe very strongly that our aircraft and those of our friends are going to fly without being attacked or the threat of attack. And should that threat manifest itself, it will be responded to immediately. Beyond that, I think that's the single message we want to send.
Mr. Secretary, a short time ago,